Tonight our special guest is Dawn Mack, who will perform her state-ranked speech, and we have a top 10, and we have some Dear John letters for you. Now here's our host, John Wall. Good audience here tonight.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to WCHS Today.
You know, John, you get better looking every time I see you.
There's some good stuff for you tonight, such as...
Oh, no. Big.
Big! Joe!
Joe!
Thank you, Maya. Thank
Why do I always have to be the one?
you. You were chosen
The golden
Go ahead.
by
Go
the...
ahead.
Okay, here's our big dumb joke. What's green, slimy, and skates?
Other than Maya.
Peggy Fleming. And thought it was funny.
You're a big wad.
Okay.
Climbing around.
No.
Big lava blood.
Now we have, and, well,
It was big, and it was
Who's
the
a big? Joe!
It wasn't a joke.
thank you, Maya!
Okay, we have
Ann's top
Fran's
10.
Ann's top 10.
All right,
How do you do? And shake hands. Sorry.
Nice to have you back.
What?
Nice to have you back. You have a good top 10 for us tonight.
Oh, it's great. Wonderful. Okay, since it's snowy and everything and we still have school, we have the top 10 uses for snow.
For snow.
We got,
Number 10, snow cones.
yummy.
Yeah.
Number 9, ammunition. Number 8, I don't quite understand this one. To write your girlfriend or boyfriend's name in.
Have you ever done that? Like carved their name and stuff? Have you ever written things like that? You've never done that?
I never done it, sorry.
Done it?
Number 7, to make angels.
Yay!
Number 6,
And then try to get out of them without ruining them. That's
Right.
impossible.
I know how to do that.
Would you demonstrate? Carol, you look more like a beach seal.
Thanks, Dave.
What number are we on now?
Number 6, to make an insulated fort. Number 5,
We were desperate. Okay.
Number 5.
Number 5, one more reason to take a day off school.
Yeah.
Number 4, to create Hoofy the snow cow.
Yeah. All right. All right.
Number 3, a soft landing for flakes.
Play on words.
Number 2, to make your hands cold and clammy to make your mom think you're sick.
To make
Number 1, a completely natural outhouse.
Yay!
Yeah.
That's it, huh?
Getting back to nature.
Okay, thank you. We'll see you again next week.
I've been shocked. By Anne Boone.
Okay.
Okay, now we're gonna have Dawn Mack. Would you like to wait a few minutes? We can say her chat.
We could do the audience poll first if you...
No, she's ready. Yes, Dawn is ready. She's gonna come on and do her speech
Come on
for
now.
us.
Let's hear it for Dawn Mack.
Are you gonna do them here for the Okay, I can do it right here.
Or do you want to...
Here, well, I don't want up there.
Catch the run.
Can you like move those? Do I have to stand up there? Well, we can move this down there and have her stand up here.
Hey, John, we want to catch this. We
Hold
want to
this.
catch the run in your pants.
Hold this. No, no, you're not looking. Oh, Dawn, Dawn. Okay, stand up there.
This is really high.
That's okay. Just talk loud.
Do you me explain what this is?
Yeah, explain.
Okay, this is prose reading. It's a short story that you read.
Oh, yeah. All right.
Very literal, Dawn.
Well, I am in speech. Okay. The first thing I ever saw in the future was a whale. I mean, I saw this huge, beautiful gray whale at close range. I didn't know what it was, but I've seen it twice since, and it's still in the future. But now, I know what it means. Okay. You have a gift. We all do, whether it be that we're the best at playing Mr. Potato Head, or we're the best at solving gravimetric chemical equations. But certain gifts can tempt their bearers into unscrupulous behavior. And when it is time for those individuals to leave this world, they try to make amends in the only way that is left to them. They admit the truth to themselves. Madame Zelena Finally Comes Clean by Ron Carlson. You probably know me best as Madame Zelena from the column I used to write. My real name is Janet Wigg, but that isn't a real great name for a clairvoyant, so I was Madame Zelena for 3 years. People want to know about the future. Well, isn't that funny? Because the truth is that the real mystery is the past. Not the prehistoric past, but just the real mysterious past. Last week. Well, what in the world happened to me last week? What happened yesterday? We can all see the future. You know where you'll be tomorrow at 11 a.m. Tomorrow night, a week from Saturday. It's just the future. But where have we been? Bits and pieces of my life come back to me in disjointed sections. But I do remember that my life was rather strange, being psychic and all. I didn't go to college, although I could have, and I'd have done as well as I did in high school. Well, heck, I knew it was on the test 3 weeks beforehand. The only B I got was in health, where I knew the exam, sure. But the day Miss Evers handed it out, she touched my hand, and I saw her drowning on a river trip she was to take that summer. Her face, blue and swollen, rolled before me the whole hour. I never finished that test. And since then, for more or less the same reason, I haven't finished much. It continued from there. I saw things happening to the people that were close to me. The people I saw on the street, the people I met in the elevator. And all of it seemed to be bad. I didn't have enough courage to tell them, and I didn't really think that it was my right. And I was getting along okay, I was able to handle my problem. And then I saw the daughter of my neighbor killed. A little bitty girl, 6 years old. Strangled and dumped at the bottom of a mountain. And I saw it all, and there wasn't anything I could do about it. It was terrible. I stopped eating, and in 1 week, I was this old. Well, that was 12 years ago. Do you see? My life was over. I could see it all, and let me say it plain. That is no comfort. You want to see the future? Fine. You're welcome to it. Because I sure don't want it. I stayed away from people traveling first class where you don't have to touch. I didn't want to hand some bellboy $1 and see him doing disgusting things. I didn't want time to have its way with me. By now, the only job I was qualified for just made my problem worse. My boss was Mr. Eduardo Shepard, editor-in-chief of the realms of Twilight tabloid news of the world. He said he wanted a clairvoyant for his paper. Clairvoyant. I laughed at that word. It meant clear seeing. Well, if it were just that. But the pay was right, and so I went to work. And he started coming to my apartment, and I saw that he was married. Well, anybody can see that much about a man. But I was shot through with the headlines, and I needed some comfort. Some excuse, huh? I told him about John Lennon. Well, maybe you remember our paper being investigated afterward. But heck, I got a raise. So what if the guy was dead? I was Madame Zelena, Mistress of Doom, for almost 3 years, and then Eduardo wanted something big. Circulation was down. He said he wanted something about World War III. Something with millions will die, millions will be hideously deformed. I mean, I did have some scruples. I wasn't going to needlessly frighten thousands of people, even if I did know. And if I did know, that was a burden I had to carry myself. He accused me of being able to see the future and of not telling him. And then, well, he fired me. He was right, you know. I could see the future. Like right then, I could see that his wife was going to come to know that he had a lover. And although I held no particular feeling at all for Eduardo, I called his wife. Just because you can see the future doesn't mean you can't make a little of it too. And that brings me here, to the brink of the future. Well, isn't this a moment? I guess you could say I face the future almost calmly. And what do I see for me? A couple of good things. Some real good meals. I will die because of a swimming incident off the coast of Mexico. Brushed by a gray whale, I will lose the skin from my left thigh. 2 days later, I will die from an unchecked staphylococcus infection. It's kind of ironic, you know, the largest organism and the smallest will do me in. I'll be in Mexico with a married man, yes, another one, that I haven't yet met. We will be on an illicit honeymoon. At least that's what he calls it. And how do I feel about the future? Well, how do you feel? And how do I feel about my death? Seeing it? I guess you could kind of say I'm looking forward to the trip. I've never been to Mexico. It will be wonderful to see that whale again.
You went to the state competition.
Yeah. I went to Mexico, yeah. I've never been there.
Where was the state?
It was in Northbrook, Illinois, at Glenbrook North High School.
Okay, I'm not really sure what happened there, so could you explain?
Okay.
I'm not sure.
A prose reading. You know, can I tell you something real quick?
Yeah.
You guys are gonna think this. I had a dream last night about being on the show. And I sat down on the couch when I got here, and I like sunk down into it in my dream, and like the floor was raised up so that it was like this far beneath this part, and I had a skirt on, and everyone could see up my skirt. That was my dream. I just thought that was funny.
Thanks for sharing.
You know, because this is kind of just so squishy. You know what I mean? Well, anyway, I'm sorry. Anyway, this is prose reading, and what it is, like I said, it's a short story that you take and you cut. You have to get it down to 8 minutes. I probably went a little over with that because I added some stuff and deleted some stuff as I was reading it because some of it probably wasn't appropriate. Some of it even went over. I couldn't cut that part out, sorry. But those are the kind of things at speech contests and stuff, people are really liberal, you know. Most things don't shock them.
Okay, now how do the rounds work? How do you eliminate?
Okay, IHSA rules have 2 rounds and a final. And like at state, you usually only have 1 judge in each preliminary round, in each of the 2 rounds to begin with. But at state, you have 3 judges in the preliminary rounds. And then if you make it to the final, you have 5. And in the preliminaries, like you have in 2 rounds, you'd have 6 ranks. Well, they take out the highest and the lowest rank, and then they use those adjusted scores to send you to finals.
I see.
And then in the final, the top score and the lowest score are thrown out, and then they use the adjusted scores for the final outcome, for the ranks. That's the way it works.
And you ended up with second in state.
Yeah.
You know, were you the only one representing our school there, or
Yeah.
did
But
other
Ray
members
almost
go
made
with
it.
you?
Ray almost made it.
Ray almost made it.
Ray almost he was really close. Ray did great for a junior. He did really good.
And Joe and Dave probably would have made it too.
Yeah, if Joe would have been here, they probably would have.
Aww.
I feel like that this speech season has been a success. I mean, for everyone, you know, because everyone's worked really hard. Everyone on the team.
Yeah,
worked
I
harder
never-
than they do last year.
Other years, like Cheryl was the only person I ever really heard about in speech.
Yeah.
And this year I've heard about lots of people, doing really well.
It's not just individuals.
Yeah. It's more of a team thing now. We for a school of our size, we have a really small speech team. I think it's just because people don't know about it and people aren't that interested. But
And it takes a lot of
Could be the
time.
name.
What,
People hear
speech?
forensics and
oh, I know forensics. They think of dead bodies. What? No, it's not that. It's
Actually, I prefer that.
Sounds kind of neater.
you don't have to get up in front of someone and talk. You know.
Oh.
Oh, my flesh is burning.
But I don't know. Some other schools. Oh my gosh, some of the schools at state, they have enrollment about our enrollment, and they have 6 or 7 people going to state. Just because there are more people interested. The more
Yeah.
people you have interested in it, the better chance you have of getting
Yeah.
really good people.
So we have a small number for.
Yeah. But I think we're working on building that up, and I don't know if Dave knows about this yet, but we're thinking about after spring break. Just don't get back after spring break,
The last Friday of spring break, he should be back.
because we're Cheryl and I are setting up a speech thing, a speech night, and it's gonna be free. Free, I'll come, and just to educate the public more about what we're doing, and we're gonna have a publicity blitz,
Maybe
and
more.
everything. And we wanted to do it after spring break, so Joe could come back and you guys could do your stuff. Because we thought that would be really neat for you
Yeah, he's
guys.
supposed to come back the 31st of March.
Yeah. So we're gonna do that, and hopefully that'll work out.
Well, that sounds good.
Just to get a little more awareness going and get some support behind us, because especially people out in the public don't know what speech is about at all. They say what,
Right.
and there's so many different categories and so many different things. This is kind of a strange event, but it really is.
It's one of the more serious ones too.
Yeah. Well, it can be. Thanks,
Seems
Maya.
to.
No, they're just there's people think of a speech and they think of an informative speech, public address kind of thing, and there are those kind of speeches, and then they're like what Dave and Joe did. They did an HDA, which is humorous duet acting, which is funny. Yay.
Yay.
Everyone likes to watch
Supposed
the
to be.
funny stuff. No one likes to watch prose because it's never funny.
People don't like to be depressed on a Saturday.
It's not that I know, and we spend so much time. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of energy and time. Every Saturday, practices. It's a lot of time, but it's a lot of fun. But you meet so many great people. You really do. No. I mean, I just don't mean Evan. I mean other people. Yeah. I've made a lot of
Didn't know what his
friends.
name said on TV.
Well, say it again. Evan.
Evan?
Don't say his last name.
Hi, Canna.
You can't pronounce it anyway. What else?
Well, that's fine. We appreciate you coming on tonight.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Very good. Very good.
Bye-bye.
Ow, shucks, I'm not gonna walk this way so no one can see you.
Shot her with a panty on his head. Yeah, it's a strange story. It's an animal story. It wasn't next, but we'll just go ahead.
Never stop your report now.
Yeah. The headline is "Man Who Killed Town's Pet Duck Gets Unusual Sentence." And okay. A man who ran over a beloved neighborhood duck has been ordered to do time at an animal farm, buy a replacement duck for the owners, and train it to cross the road. Dozens of people sent cards, letters, and flowers to Joseph and Shirley Spack after Danny the duck's death, January 23rd. Danny a Pekin duck about 9 or 10 years old was a familiar sight. Familiar sight to area's resident
They raise them in Pekin?
during his frequent jaunts across the road to swim in a creek next to the fire station, his owners said. When they'd walk their dogs, they'd stop and talk to him. Everybody sure did love the duck.
I know I do.
Mayor Walter Ernfelt said he threw the book at Robert Yarsky, 20 years old, of Strongsville, who pleaded no contest to a second-degree misdemeanor charge of killing an animal, February 9th.
That dirtbag.
He said he didn't intentionally run the duck over, Ernfelt said Tuesday.
Pillow.
But his court appearance made it seem like a deliberate act. And Yarsky was caught because a witness copied down his license number and reported it to police.
It was in Crime Stop.
Take a bite at it,
Ernfelt fined Yarsky $750 plus $28 in court costs and 90 days in jail.
Whoa!
In closing, Yarsky was not at home when telephoned for comment this morning. His mother, Margaret, reiterated his claim that the death was an accident.
What a touching story.
Just a little bit of trivia there for you. Now we have Dave Daughtery come on and help us with the Dear John letters.
Come on, Dave, come on.
Shaw.
I'm hurrying. Don't rush me.
All right.
You know me, I'm not in a hurry to do anything. Because. Oh, she's incredible every time. Okay, Maya.
Okay.
I still hurt.
So,
we got canceled.
this is our Dear John portion of the show, but I do have some complaints.
Dave's
You
baby.
people out there in TV land aren't sending us your Dear John
Scott
letters.
Toon said he would.
Scott Toon said he would. Scott Toon, we
Hi.
appreciate you very much.
Thanks for watching our show.
Okay, so we're gonna start off. We'll give you
Full no letters.
a couple examples, and you can write us in and give us some of your own. All right, John. Okay, letter number 1.
Wait, before you start, I'm gonna need some help on this because
Okay.
I don't think I can
This is
handle the.
these are questions directed to John, and then John will give us his poignant.
Poignant.
It sounded like a good
Okay. Okay.
poignant advice. Okay.
Is that right?
Letter number 1 reads, Dear John, I have a severe sleeping problem. Every night my pet fish licks my face and makes me let him out. He's becoming a real problem. I finally had him trained to go outside rather than in his bowl. But I need my sleep. Please help. Your friend Goldie. Well, John,
I think this fish needs to be bowl trained first, and paper trained.
Litter in the bottom of his bowl.
You know, they have those little outhouses. I bet they have one for.
There you
Fish
go.
ball.
There you go. And I think that would give him confidence.
Right.
So bowl train your goldfish.
Get it a little outhouse and
Alright,
it'll
that
take
was-
care of all your
Can
problems.
you give me that one?
Give you that one? You want me to read the other ones inside that one?
No.
Oh, okay.
Censorship.
Go ahead.
Sorry.
Okay, letter number 2 reads, Dear John, I am obsessed with eating goldfish.
Okay.
I am starting to grow scales and take extremely long showers. What do I do? Fish head.
I'd try a variety of fish.
Try some whale.
Have a little variety in your life.
Some cold showers, perhaps.
Whale. Eat a roast whale.
Oh, John.
I don't know.
Letter number 3. Dear John, my life is a mess. There is this one guy, and he is, like, so cute. It says that. You know, like, right, okay? So, okay. But he, like, well, you know, doesn't, like, know I exist. So, like, okay. Okay, so, like, what am I supposed to do? Okay? Your friend, Muffy, okay?
Sounds like Liz.
It says,
what?
okay, 4 or 5 billion times.
It does.
Hit him over the head with a club. It's a cave.
Okay.
Meet an important man by the name of Mr. Crostle. He'll help you.
What?
with your English.
Hey, John.
Oh, yes, he'll help you.
I'll help you.
Letter number 4, our final letter for the day, reads, Dear John, I am in love with you. You have eyes like a pasture of road muffins. Hair like the rug my dog sleeps on. And lips redder than my nose bleeds. Love, Bill.
I would stop watching this show immediately, Bill. And I mean immediately.
Hey, maybe,
Hey, you.
maybe Bill's got a call.
Let's hope not.
Well, yeah, let's quit giving the phone number out on the show, okay? No more.
444.
Okay, that's
So,
Dear John for this week.
that's Dear John for this week. Just keep sending in those letters to Washington Community High School, Studio 1, care of Dr. Dave Woodward, or care of John Wall, our illustrious leader.
Yeah, John.
Washington High School, Washington, Illinois, 61571, and it'll get here.
115 Bandura.
Okay, thanks a lot, Dave.
It was good.
115.
We will see you next week if
If I'm
letters
still alive.
permit.
Your musical's coming up. I could be a dead man before then.
So now we have our
Go
audience
to the
poll.
pencil box for the audience.
Do-do-do-do.
Don't forget anyone's audience poll because they get irate if I do.
Oh, get it.
Okay, the question for this week was, if you made a snowman, what would you name it? And why?
And why?
And why? Harvey. Because he'd look like a big white rabbit.
All right.
I don't get it.
Oh!
Who's Harvey?
one from the administration office.
The Great White Hope. There's no answer for that. I think we all know. Goofy. I like the character.
I know.
Exclamation point. Frosty. Not very original, but first name that comes to my mind for a snowman. Mine too.
I know who wrote
Nice.
that one.
How honest.
Hoofy the snow cow.
Yay!
Wait,
there's another one on there.
I'll get to it. Snow blow Joe.
God.
Just because. And Lassie, because I've always wanted a dog. Alright, that was the audience.
John, wait. I do believe that we have another one, John.
Oh.
Just,
Late audience poll.
John,
Wish we had the
second,
teletype.
I'm trying to grab this.
Okay, while Dave is writing that one, we will tell you what's going on this weekend. Very important. Next Thursday night is the Broadway musical,
Yay!
Sound of Music.
Yeah.
And the tickets are available from anyone in this
All
musical
100
or at
acts.
the door. Students, that's high school and under, are $1.50, and adults, anyone who takes a chair, is $2.50.
Oh, Justin.
Goldie, use your imagination.
I don't get it. Ah!
Okay. And also we have the boys basketball team is doing very well. We'll have some games, some important sectional
Oh, yeah,
things
this
coming
weekend.
up, and they will be our guests next week.
The whole team, we're gonna have them come on.
No.
Yes.
That's about all that's going on at the high school. Snowflake
Snowflake is tomorrow
is
night, so
tomorrow evening.
I'll use junior high students to go tomorrow night.
Okay, that's it for tonight. We will see you next week. Thanks for coming.
Bye. Bye, Scott. We do have someone.